Guys, welcome back to another episode of This Versus That. Today I got me a lens review. Pergear 35mm f1.6. Roll the intro. Welcome back, guys. So the reason why I got this lens, and if you guys have been watching this channel, you know that I have a Sony 35mm f1.8. I bought that for about 450 bucks. Pretty expensive for a lens, but I love it, totally love it. Now the only difference between that lens and this one that you are looking at right here is the autofocus. So right now, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, right now I have the focus set directly here. So if I were to move up, it won't focus on me anymore. Even slightly back will get me blurred out. And so that's the problem with this lens, is that it's manual focus. But if you consider the cost difference, this is an $80 lens. The other one is a $450 lens. You're saving yourself about what? Close to $400. So for Twitch and live streaming, it's a good alternative. Now listen to me here. If you're sitting there and you're really not moving all that much, you're probably going to manual focus your camera anyway, because you don't want that pulsating focus to go on, which happens a lot during live streaming. It would try to hunt your eyes. A lot of the camera do that, including this Sony that I'm shooting with right here. And so a lot of the time creators are doing manual focus on their camera anyway, because they're really not moving all that much. All they want is that blur background. So with this lens, you really don't have to worry about that. It's manual focus. What I want to do out here is I will actually want to do some testing with this lens outdoor, and then we're going to run into the studio and show you guys what my setup for live streaming is like using this lens. Alright, so let's get right into it. Alright guys, so here you have it. I am manually cranking this camera at f2.8. Do some movements, get some of that great depth of field back there. The only problem I have to really watch out is it's the autofocus, obviously. So here I have this tree. You can see all the detail on the bark. Have to be mindful of where it's focusing. But again, f2.0. Let's go all the way down to f1.6. There you go. You can see that brighten up a little bit, and then the camera adjusts to it. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Once again, f1.6. I'm manually focusing here. And you know, my camera is really showing me exactly where it's focused on. You don't have to worry too much about it. Obviously, if you're trying to capture children running around, you are going to have a problem for sure. I would not recommend this lens at all. So far, this lens has been doing really good with nature. So here are some moving leaves. I want to see if I can just capture it moving. So when something is moving this much right here, I would up the aperture to probably like a 4. Still getting that blur, but that 4 will capture a lot more in. Again, this is f4, guys. Still great bokeh in the background. So right now I see some spider web on here. Let's see if I can capture that. My focus peak is yellow. That leaf is yellow, so I cannot tell if I'm focusing on there or not. But hopefully you guys can see that. I see it now. I hope you guys can see it in the video as well. Looks great. Alright guys, so I'm back in the studio and I just wanted to show you what my setup looks like and how I'm using the Sony camera over there. Ooh, right there. Right there. And so yeah, I want to show you guys how I'm using that and why I bought this lens. Here's my Sony setup right now. As you can see, it is focused right on the chair. So if I was to sit right in front of it, it should focus just fine. I got the focusing down just right. What I recommend is you take a picture of where your focusing is or get a marker and just mark it so that you know exactly where to place your camera and if you are in focus or not, since this is a manual focus lens. Now just a quick run through. Here I have a mini HDMI going out and I got a cheap capture card to go along with that, and that's going into my computer. More on that capture card another day, but that is my setup right there. Most of the time I would stream with this camera right here. This is the Logitech. I believe this is a C920, and right now I have, the way I have it set up is I have a 2 PC setup. This is my streaming PC right here that you're seeing. That's OBS running, obviously with the Sony camera pointing right there. And this is my gaming PC where I do all my gaming. Mercy is doing her thing right now. So what I want to do next is I'm going to show you guys what the viewer actually see when they're on Twitch. I'm going to swap from the Logitech camera over to the Sony camera and let you guys see the difference between the two. So what I want to do next is I am going to do a live OBS just to let you guys see the difference between the Logitech camera and the Sony with the Pergear 35mm lens on there, to let you guys see what that looks like. All right, let's go. All right guys, so this is my setup right here. This is the setup that I usually go live with, that you're looking at. Essentially, this is the Logitech webcam that I usually use with the green screen back here. And so what I'm fixing to do is change it over to the Sony with the Pergear 35mm lens on there to let you see what it looks like. And there you have it. This is the Pergear lens that you're looking at with the Sony camera. As you can see, there's a bit more detail in this because the camera just outputs a lot more pixel density than the Logitech webcam. Now I'm going to switch back to the Logitech just to let you guys see how washed out the color is. And there you have it. This is the Logitech webcam. As you can see, the color is a bit more washed out. It's not as detailed. Things are a little bit more muddy, but it serves its purpose. Now I'm going to switch back to the Sony and let you guys see again. And here's the Sony. And as you can actually see the pimple on my face. It's that obvious. And this is why a lot of professional Twitch streamer, they use these more expensive setup. But as I mentioned earlier, you don't have to break the bank in order to get a great lens. This lens right here, I can go all the way down to an f1.6 and I can have some great blur background. But right now I'm using a green screen, so I really don't need that f1.6. So right now I'm shooting at about an f2.8, f3 right now. I can't really tell on the dial, but that's usually what I use. What I want is kind of a little blur on my chair here, but then my face is really in focus. So if I were to scoot this back right here, and then my chair is squeaking really hard. As you can see, I'm more in focus. This chair right here is really not. And that's kind of the little things that I want to show on my stream. Is that nice quality that you usually don't see with just regular Twitch streamer. This is one way to really upgrade my stream, I feel like. If you guys want to hear more about how this entire thing is set up, I'll gladly do a video on it. Just leave a comment down below. But yeah, I've been trying to upgrade my stream slowly. All the lights that you see here, I mean, they're fairly cheap to buy. And with this Pergear lens, this is just another one of those cheap item that I think will make a big impact on your stream. So with that being said, if you guys want to see the setup and how I'm using a bunch of these quote-unquote cheap things to build out my Twitch stream, let me know down below. All right guys, so that's it for me right there. If you have any questions about how I set up these Twitch streaming, questions about the Pergear, hit me up in my while I'm live on Twitch. I'll be glad to answer any question that you have. As always, please hit like if you like this video. If you don't like this video, just hit this like two times. And be sure to subscribe. I do these videos all the time. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.